It's the biggest political news break of the year and a fallout perhaps of the Bihar election results. A top Congress source has told CNN News 18 that the Congress party has now decided it is time to put an end to the India alliance. That the Congress party will now go it alone in the upcoming elections, whether it's in Bengal or in Tamil Nadu or even in Uttar Pradesh, the elections that are slated for early 2027. So this unlikely experiment called the India Alliance, which started sometime in 2023, the main purpose of which was the Lok Sabha elections of last year, where again they failed to dethrone Mr. Modi or the BJP, and then subsequently every state election after the general election has been one disaster after another for the Congress party, whether it was Haryana, Maharashtra, Delhi earlier this year, and of course culminating in Bihar, the results last week. There are very little dividends for the opposition, whether it is the Congress or whether it is its ally parties. Clearly, the returns are next to nothing, despite coming together, despite, pooling resources together and trying to take on the might of the BJP. Is it also that they're simply reading the writing on the wall? And that is, in Indian elections, if you have to defeat a principal player like Modi, if you have to defeat a juggernaut like the BJP, it's simply not good enough that you join hands and hope that the arithmetic will add up. You need to have not just an alternative vision that you're presenting to the voters, but also some kind of ideological glue that is holding you together. Simply an anti-Modi plank or an anti-Modi platform is not going to cut it in elections in 2025, 2026, 2027, what have you. So the big story, let's just bring you up to speed with what is it that CNN News 18 has learned. The top Congress source has told CNN News 18 that there is now no need for the India alliance. This whole conglomerate of 17 or 18 parties that came together just before the Lok Sabha elections, that is now officially dead and buried. Senior leaders in the Congress party have also said that the Gandhis, the leadership of the Congress party, also agrees that the India alliance is now effectively over. And if at all there needs to be some kind of state-level understanding, then a state-level seat sharing will happen only where it is absolutely necessary. The Congress wants to go back to Indira Gandhi's old slogan from the 1970s of Akla Chalo Re, which means go it on your own. This is the mantra that they are giving to the Congress party, its cadres, and we're also given to understand that at least two allies of the India alliance have been informed of this decision taken by the Congress High Command. So then the question is, if the Congress is going to go, at least try to go solo as much as is possible in the upcoming elections, whether it's in Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh. In Bengal, for example, the TMC and the Congress have never had a state-level arrangement. They didn't have it the last assembly elections. They didn't have it the last Lok Sabha elections either. And they are unlikely to have one in next year's assembly elections. In Maharashtra, where they fought as a Maha Vikas Aghadi, both for the Lok Sabha as well as for the state assembly elections, the local body polls are coming up in the next few weeks. The Congress has said it's going to go it alone. In Tamil Nadu, the ally DMK, they're officially in an alliance, but they are not part of the government. The Congress is not part of Mr. Stalin's government. Also, off late, the DMK, at least some quarters in the DMK, seem to be upset with the outreach that the Congress seems to be making to Mr. Vijay and the TVK party. In Uttar Pradesh, too, there will be categorically no alliance between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party for the 2027 election. In fact, Akhilesh Yadav, after the Bihar results, has been very clear as to who is responsible for the debacle that happened in Bihar, and he has no love lost for the Congress party or its role in the electoral loss that happened in Bihar. I want to play out a soundbite of K.C. Venugopal, who's an all-powerful sort of organizing general secretary of the Congress party, who officially has sort of went on and denied this story. But this is something that CNN News 18 sticks by, that a top Congress source has told CNN News 18 that the Congress party at its highest leadership level has taken the call to bury the India alliance and go it alone in all upcoming state assembly elections.
Completely baseless story. Where is this type of news is coming? Completely baseless. India alliance, Congress is completely for India alliance. We are going to strengthen it.
Go across first to Pallavi Ghosh, my colleague who's breaking the story. I'll also open it up to our guests in just 1 second. But Pallavi, so the Congress saying that at least at the level of the leadership, they are very clear they don't want this India alliance. Some would say it's also a reading of the writing on the wall. that after Bihar, the Congress has realized that it is a liability to its ally parties, and it's also realized that its ally parties are not able to carry the Congress and its sort of weak support along when it comes to states like Bihar or Uttar Pradesh. Therefore, this is just an inevitability that they are now waking up to.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, Zaka, this is exactly one of the senior India Bloc members told me that the Congress party is now trying to absolve itself and divert attention from the fact that at least in the Bihar elections, they were really a liability for the RJD. And if the RJD or the Mahagathbandhan numbers were pulled down, it was largely because of a lackluster campaign. But I think it was very, very clear from the Bihar situation. First of all, why was the Congress dragging its feet in announcing Tejaswi Yadav as the CM face on a Mahagathbandhan when it was very clear that Tejaswi was the predominant factor? Many in the Congress party were unhappy about the fact that even the manifesto had only the picture of Tejaswi Yadav, which is why they decided to downplay it, and no senior leader, no one like an Ashok Gehlot or the Congress president or anyone from the Gandhi family also went in for the manifesto release. They sent off Bhavan Kheda, who was standing next to Tejaswi Yadav. I think that was the first indication of the fact that the Congress saw the writing on the wall, that there are no takers for the Congress party in Bihar, and also it will have to play second fiddle. And that is where the objection of Rahul Gandhi has always come in, that we are the principal national opposition party which has a national footprint, one, and if anyone relentlessly questions the Prime Minister and the BJP without backing off, it's not the TMC, not the SP, but it's solely the Congress party. And if Congress wants to be the sole voice against the BJP and against the Prime Minister, then the Congress party must lead the India Bloc. That was not which was acceptable to rest of the India Bloc members. Zaka, you must have heard multiple sound bites from the TMC leaders saying that Mamata Banerjee is the only one who has defeated the BJP not once but at least twice. Therefore, she should lead the India Bloc. The Samajwadi Party also pretty much saying the same thing, that why not Akhilesh Yadav? He's from the north, he's from a Hindi heartland belt party. Of all the allies or the constituents of the India Bloc, I would be watching out for Tamil Nadu, because if there's been one ally which has remained with the Congress party, not been very vocal against it, it's been the DMK. But even the DMK is very upset with Rahul Gandhi having called up Vijay, with many Congress leaders from the state wanting and keen on an alliance with the TVK, which is completely something which is unacceptable to a DMK.
Pallavi, before I open it up to our guests, and I'm going to ask you to stay on with our guest discussion as well, but let's just take the story forward, right? Let's look at the elections that are coming up in the next 6 months to a year. You have Bengal, where Mamata Banerjee, I can bet my last rupee that she's not going to get into any kind of alliance with the Congress. She didn't do it for the Lok Sabha. She didn't do it for the previous assembly elections. So she's not interested. So Bengal, there's no question of any kind of alliance. Tamil Nadu, I think it's interesting that you mentioned Tamil Nadu. I think it's really the call of the DMK. The DMK has to decide whether it wants the Congress as part of its alliance. I honestly don't think the Congress party, if it went on its own, even if it had Vijay's support, will be able to get even a single seat in Tamil Nadu if it came down to that, if the DMK and the Congress split. In Kerala, of course, they are the principal opposition. They are the principal party in the UDF opposition sort of alliance. So, yeah, they will play a role in Kerala. And then you have the big one in Uttar Pradesh in 2027, where again, I frankly think it's Akhilesh's call. If he wants to have the Congress party, then the Congress party will be part of the alliance. I don't think it's the Congress party's decision whether Akhilesh should keep them in the alliance. So how does this now play out over the next 5 or 6 elections? Because again, I come back to it. There is an inevitability to this. The fact that no one wants the Congress, at least over the next 5 or 6 elections that are coming up, and therefore the Congress is now waking up to that reality.
Well, I mean, and let me talk about my home state of Bengal. I mean, over there, look at the Congress's confusion. They removed Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary because Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary was someone which Mamata Banerjee did not like. So they've gotten a person who's supposed to be very soft on Mamata Banerjee, and you've lost out on that bastion, which is Behrampur or the Murshidabad area. Second, just 2 to 3 days back, the Congress has come out with a list of observers for West Bengal as well as a social media coordinators for West Bengal. The messaging which is going on to the Bengal cadre is that we are now in the race. But they are clearly not in the race, and this captures a dilemma, because on one hand they were pandering to Mamata Banerjee, they were not going very articulate or on the ground on whether it was the RG car issue or the Sandesh Khali issue, because they did not want to take on Mamata Banerjee because they felt it is going to empower the BJP. But now they realize that in Bengal they have no takers. The left is having its own footprint, they don't need the Congress. And Mamata Banerjee is very open. She just doesn't like Rahul Gandhi's style of politics. She's been very, very open about it. So over there, the Congress is belatedly trying to step into Bengal. But look at what is happening, the situation over there. Again, no takers for them. In state after state, that's pretty much the same situation. In Uttar Pradesh, when the seat sharing talks for Lok Sabha was going on, Akhilesh Yadav clearly called the shots.
Okay, Pallavi, stay on with us. I'm going to open this up to our guest. Sanju Verma is national spokesperson of the BJP. Suman C. Raman, political analyst, joining us. Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist, joining us. So, the breaking story again here on CNN News 18. It's a top political news break here on CNN News 18. That a top source in the Congress party has said that the time has come to put an end to this India alliance experiment. The Congress party, after these series of reversals, Bihar was the latest, it was Delhi State Assembly earlier this year, it was Haryana last year, Maharashtra last year, has decided now it's time to go alone, to go it solo. Sanju Verma, is it an inevitability? Is the Congress party sort of reading the writing on the wall? Or is it that its allies have also figured that the Congress is a liability, so it doesn't work? It's a lose-lose situation, whether for Congress or for its allies.
You know, Zaka, I think I'll borrow your phrase. It's a lose-lose situation, both for the Congress and its allies. Let's get one thing very clear. Congress is the Achilles heel. It has been the Achilles heel for the India alliance since 2023, when the loosely formed alliance was constituted and given the name I.N.D.I.A. I've always said, you know, the people of this country are so smart. They can see through the charade of the India alliance. The Congress allies with the left in West Bengal, but the Congress fights the left in Kerala. The Congress allied with the Aam Aadmi Party for Lok Sabha 2024, but said that we will not contest together in the Delhi Assembly elections. And, you know, in the Punjab elections in next 2 years, I'm sure, you know, no one expected the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party to join forces. So I think the first point I want to make is that the alliance partners are sick and tired of the Congress party. Imagine, Zaka, the Congress contested on 61 seats in Bihar, got just 6, which means a measly strike rate of 9.8%. And, you know, people thought that maybe things will change in 2025, but the Congress has only gone from bad to worse. In 2020, the Congress fought on 70 seats in Bihar and won just 19 with a strike rate of 27%, which was considered measly. And today, that same strike rate is actually down to 9.8%. So things have only gotten worse for the Congress and for the alliance partners.
Let me look at this experiment called the India Alliance. Sanjeev Srivastava, Sumant Raman weigh in on this. Sanjeev Srivastava, the India Alliance was formed in July of 2023. There have been 14 state assembly elections since then, and the score reads 11 of those states they have lost. Only 3 of those states the Congress or one of its allies has gone on to win. And I'll go backwards. I'll go from the latest election. Bihar, they lost. Delhi, they lost. Maharashtra, they lost. Jharkhand, they won. Haryana, they lost. Jammu and Kashmir, they won. Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, all in 2024, 2023, they lost. So the record speaks for itself, Sanjeev Srivastava. The fact that out of 14 elections, only 3 have been won and 11 have been lost, at some point they've decided the political dividends are just not there. And today they're waking up to that reality.
Well, Zaka, the thing is that there is no denying the fact that the opposition India alliance is on a bad run. They are losing elections, you rightly pointed out. But let's not be selective. In between, the Lok Sabha elections also happened, in which BJP was reduced to it failed to get a majority of its own. It was reduced to 240 seats. Imagine if there was no India alliance, then that result would not have been possible. So things happen and things happen. So right now it's a bad course, bad run, and they deserve it. They deserve it. They have not worked well. But divided, they will fall even further. That is for certain.
The reason why they are divided and they have not worked well on the ground is because nothing holds them together. Other than an anti-Modi glue, which is simply not good enough. Voter after voter in state after state is saying, just because you are anti-Modi, that doesn't mean we are going to vote for you.
You are half right and half wrong, in my opinion.
Okay.
You are half right, yes. The Vipaksh or the opposition or the ND alliance need to have a better, stronger, more convincing narrative to take to the voter, which they failed to do in Bihar which they really squandered away all the advantage they had in Lok Sabha election, in the assembly election in Maharashtra and Haryana. So they need to work on their narrative. When I said divided, they will fall. If they were divided, Tejasvi would not have got 25 seats and Congress would not have got 6 seats also, and BJP would have got
No, I think it would,
215,
frankly,
215
I'm willing
instead
to
of
wager a
220.
bet. There are four eminent political folks on this
Zaka.
panel. I'm willing to wager a bet had Tejasvi Yadav gone it alone, he probably would have ended up with more than 25.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain about it.
Well, I don't think so. But
Okay.
then we are entitled to our difference of opinion.
Okay.
If Congress contested 60 and got 6, Tejasvi contested about 150 or 160 and got 25. So what's they did figure and perform better, but that is a competition between two big losers.
Okay,
It was the
Sanju,
BJP
I'm coming to you. I
and
also want to get
very well.
Sumant Raman on this. See, but the fundamental point, Sumant, here is this, that when you have a state-level alliance, and let's take the classic example of Bihar. In Bihar, both the principal allies, RJD and Congress, were on two different planets, taking up two different issues. For the Congress, SIR was the most important issue. For the RJD, it was youth, unemployment, jobs for the youth, etc., which was the biggest issue. On the day that Tejasvi Yadav was announced as the chief ministerial face of the opposition alliance, Rahul Gandhi did not even turn up. The whole manifesto release, again, Rahul Gandhi did not turn up. It was called Tejasvi Patra. There were only posters of Tejasvi. I mean, my point is, let's say, Mr. Dr. Raman, in your state, Tamil Nadu, next year, you think there's going to be Rahul Gandhi's posters along with Mr. Stalin? No, obviously not. The entire election is going to be fought on Mr. Stalin's face, either for or against him.
Zaka, I'll probably disagree slightly as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, but that's for another reason. I mean, the reason is that there is a fairly significant anti-incumbency against the DMK, and therefore, even that 4% or 5% that the Congress brings to the DMK alliance is considered very, very important for them. So that's a separate issue. There are two fundamental problems with the Congress. One is the leadership. I think that is the elephant in the room. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but the bottom line is, here is somebody who's leading the Congress party to defeat after defeat after defeat after defeat over a period of 10 years' time, interspersed with really a smattering of victories. And some of those victories also can be attributed to powerful regional leaders, like, for instance, the victories in Karnataka and so on. The second problem that the Congress faces is that the issues that it is actually picking up. Look, there is no more left of center government in terms of economic policy than the present NDA government of Mr. Modi. Almost all the schemes, freebies after freebies, are being doled out. 80 crore people get free rations, and a whole lot of things are being done, which is actually left. But the Congress, in its attempt to, to sort of move to that sort of we are with the masses, and the BJP is actually with the rich and so on. It's actually alienated a huge segment of people.
Okay.
One, the people who are aspirational. Look, everyone in this country, whether the BJP delivers or not, they are promising the moon. Here, what is the Congress promising? The Congress is promising to cut the pie into smaller slices on the basis of caste in terms of reservations. And the rest of the time, it's basically issues which are not resonating on the ground like the SIR.
So no,
there
but
are
if one party is promising
please?
if you're promising the moon, then the onus is on the opposition to call them out for it. No, who's stopping the opposition from doing that?
Exactly.
You have to be
Zaka,
present.
can I please?
You have to be.
Yeah, yeah.
1 second. Let me finish. Let
Okay.
me finish, Zaka.
10
One
seconds, 10
quick
seconds,
point.
huh?
Yeah, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. You have to put in the hard work. You need to be present 24/7 by 365 when you're taking on Mr. Modi and Shah, who are 24/7 by 365 politicians.
Okay.
You cannot disappear. You cannot conduct 3 rallies and then disappear for 2
Suddenly
weeks.
go into
It
the
does
wilderness.
not.
Okay. Yeah,
and that is the problem.
Sanju Verma. Yeah, Sanju Verma.
Zaka, पॉलिटिक्स में एक कहावत है, हर कोई चढ़ते हुए सूरज को सलाम करता है. You tell me, why would any alliance partner endorse the Congress party? For the last 48 years, Congress has not been able to win West Bengal. For the last 38 years, Congress has not been able to form government in Uttar Pradesh. For 35 years, Congress has not been able to form government in Bihar. For 46 years, Congress has not been able to form government in Sikkim. For 30 years, Congress has not been able to form government in Gujarat. So, bhai, jo party bar-bar harti hai, Rahul Gandhi has lost 95 big and small elections in a row. Why would anybody want to endorse a deadwood like Rahul Gandhi? And let's not forget, Mr. Raman said the Congress, is only cutting the pie into smaller pieces, but the BJP is promising the moon. The BJP is not just promising the moon, the BJP is delivering on the ground. The Khatakhat model of Congress has thrown Karnataka into the throes of bankruptcy. The Khatakhat model of Congress has thrown Himachal into the throes of bankruptcy. As far as DMK goes, don't you know that 65,000 crores is being borrowed by MK Stalin every quarter from the RBI simply to stay afloat? And Revant Reddy has clearly said, "Mujhse na ho payega. I have no money for any growth-oriented governance or development initiatives."
Okay.
Again, the Khatakhat model has failed in Telangana.
No.
So
You are
please
also promising
understand
10,000 rupees to
Rahul
women,
Gandhi.
1,500
Yeah, you're
rupees
also
to
giving
Ladki
free
Ben
treat.
and all that. That's fine. And
80,000
everybody is out competing when it comes to freebies. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. I want to get Pallavi a final word before I go to the next segment, which is also equally interesting, I promise. Pallavi, I think Dr. Raman has hit the nail on the head. At the end of the day, what is the elephant in the room? The elephant in the room is the leadership. It's the leadership that's deciding alliances. It's the leadership that should be out there campaigning. It's the leadership that's picking up issues. I mean, who picked up the SIR issue as the number one issue as far as the Congress party is concerned? It's the leadership. When will that question be asked? When will the accountability of the leadership be brought into question? That's the elephant in the room.
Well, never, Zaka, if it's the Congress party. No one is ever going to blame Rahul Gandhi for it. Because I remember after the Bharat Jodo Yatra and the Lok Sabha elections, where the BJP never got a simple majority, all credit was given to Rahul Gandhi for the Bharat Jodo Yatra. I remember after the Voter Adhikar Yatra ended in Patna, again the Congress party kept on saying it is because of the Voter Adhikar Yatra that the Congress party is going to do well. But I just tracked down and retraced that entire belt. In none of them has the Congress party even won. And in fact, in all the areas where Rahul Gandhi campaigned, barring one, which is Kishanganj, in none of them the Congress party has won any seats for the Bihar elections. But who's going to be asking this question? Because if you ask this question of any Congress leader, the first response is that, listen, he's a national leader. You cannot hold him responsible for the state electoral results. But the point is that from the campaigns till the election of the candidates named, everything is sorted out from the top, which is Rahul Gandhi, in terms of the campaign. So in the Congress party, we as reporters, or if we ask for this question and search for these answers, we are always told that please don't even ask these kind of questions. It's going to make you godi. And the second important thing is, how can you drag Rahul Gandhi into state elections?
Okay, Pallavi, we'll leave it at that. I want to request both Sanjeev and Dr. Sun.
One sentence.
Okay, one sentence.
Zaka.
Yeah.
That is changing. Off the record, there are enough and more Congress leaders who are now willing to pin the blame on Rahul Gandhi. Obviously, they will not come out and say it openly. But to people I have spoken to, they have been quite vocal in saying, look, there is a big problem, and that is the elephant in the room.
I don't know. I mean, I look at the G23 experiment. I think, where has it gone? I haven't heard anyone of any consequence coming out publicly and saying, this is the elephant in the room. And we need to address the fact that the leadership is picking up the wrong issues, or the leadership does not have a successful record to show for.